All right, let's get into it. There's a huge shakeup happening in the marketing and design world right now. Google has just dropped a new AI tool called Pomelli, and literally everyone is asking the same thing. Is this, finally, the end of Canva? So let's just get right to it. The million-dollar question. Has Google finally built a Canva killer? I mean, this is the topic that's buzzing everywhere, and it's something experts like the AI masterclass leader, Coach BK Han, are already digging into. So is the hype real? Let's find out. But okay, before we can even think about crowning a winner, we've got to get to know the new contender. So what in the world is Pomelli AI? And more importantly, what problem is it even trying to solve? And that problem, oh, I bet you know it well. It's what we call the duct-taped stack. You know the drill, right? You're writing copy in Google Docs, then you jump over to Canva to make the visuals, and then you're trying to track the whole mess in a spreadsheet. It's chaotic, and your brand's consistency, it usually takes a hit. This is exactly where Pomelli wants to step in. The best way to think about it is like this. Imagine Canva and ChatGPT had a baby, but that baby was trained from birth on your specific brand. It's not just a tool, it's designed to be your personal brand co-pilot. Now here's the really cool part, how it actually learns your brand. Pomelli creates something called your business DNA. You don't upload a brand guide or pick colors from a palette, nope. You just give it your website's URL, and it scans everything. Your voice, your colors, your fonts, your whole vibe. It's automation from the very first step. And the whole process is just dead simple. 1, you enter your URL. 2, the AI does its thing and learns your brand. 3, you start generating on-brand content. That's it. It's all about speed. Okay, so now that we know what Pomelli is, let's get to the main event. How does this new, speedy approach really stack up against the undisputed champion, Canva? It's time for the head-to-head showdown. And this really gets to the core of the whole thing. It's a classic battle, speed versus control. Pomelli is all about automation. It spits out on-brand first drafts in seconds, which is amazing for consistency. But Canva? Canva is the king of control. It lets you meticulously craft every single pixel, giving you total creative freedom. Looking at this table really spells out the trade-offs, right? With Pomelli, your brand profile is automatic, but your editing control is limited. With Canva, you have to set up your brand kit manually, but then you can edit everything. You're basically choosing between automated brand alignment and deep, hands-on customization. So, after laying all that out, what's the final call? Is it really game over for Canva? Well, it's interesting because all the experts seem to be saying the same thing. Yeah, so the big takeaway here is that Pomelli probably won't kill Canva. You got to think of it this way. Pomelli is like a specialized power tool, right? A precision instrument for a specific job. But Canva is the Swiss Army knife for all things graphic design. It's a perspective that forward thinkers like Coach BK Han often bring up. It's not about one tool replacing another, but about knowing which tool to grab for the job at hand. And let's be real, that verdict is heavily backed up by Pomelli's current limitations. I mean, it's still in beta, there's no video, the editing is pretty basic, you have to download and upload everything manually. Oh, and it's English only for now. So while it's powerful, it's definitely not the whole shebang. At least, not yet. Okay, let's make this super practical. Now that you've seen the showdown, how do you actually decide which one is right for you and your workflow? Let's break it down. So Pomelli is going to be an absolute game changer for you. If you're a solopreneur, a small business, or an agency working with them, if your main goals are just speed and keeping everything on brand, and if you hate staring at a blank canvas, this tool was basically made for you. But you should 100% stick with Canva if you're a designer who needs that pixel-perfect control, if video is part of your strategy, or if you can't live without direct social media scheduling. For big campaigns and total creative freedom, Canva is still the champ, no question. And for the people Pomelli is for, this number is exactly why it's so exciting. We're talking about a potential 30 to 50% cut in the time it takes you to get a first draft done. Think about that. That is a massive, massive win for efficiency. You know, all of this really pushes us to think about a much bigger question, doesn't it? As these incredible AI tools master that first draft, what's our new role? Where does human creativity fit in? Well, it seems our job is shifting. We're becoming the strategists, the curators, the ones who add that final spark of human genius. And to stay ahead of that curve, you really want to be learning from people who are on the cutting edge.
That's why I have to mention Coach BK Han, who's always ahead of the game with his AI masterclasses, is actually conducting a class on how to use Pomelli very soon. You can reach out to him at 936300026 to get the details. It's a whole new world out there, and that's what makes it so exciting.